you'll think to yourself that something about this Hummer was actually ahead of its time. It squeaks. Look at this. Hello everyone! Over here is a Hummer H2 pickup version. Oh my goodness, you don't really see many of these. In fact, I sure haven't seen a Hummer on the road in ages. Now, the pickup version makes the most sense if you really want to have a Hummer here in Belgium, because it's considered as a utility vehicle. Do you really need a Hummer though? I drove in France, guys, and I can confirm you do not want to drive a Hummer. I have a pickup truck and it was already difficult driving in France with my pickup. The highways are fine, but the cities. I drove in the city of Reims, and it was difficult. Well, I managed to drive in the city, but it was difficult driving in the city. I had to always drive slow and everything. So imagine what life would be like driving with this bad boy. Now this also gives me the opportunity to tell you all a bit about Hummer. Why it failed in the EU market. Now, the reason why Hummer disappeared from the EU market, one of the reasons being that General Motors quitted the EU market. In fact, the last brand in the EU market was Opel. They sold Opel in 2017, but before this, Hummer went bankrupt in the early 2010s. These vehicles are very big, but what are they really special for? Because when we're talking about luxury, the German car manufacturers dominated that segment. They were offering big SUVs that were premium and more eco-friendly and everything. They had an objective. Range Rover as well. Range Rover is my favorite. So this leaves us to question what exactly was the purpose of the Hummer. Because if we're talking about utility, there were American pickup trucks that dominated that segment, guys, like GMC, Chevrolet, the Ford guys, Ford F-150 and everything. And then you also have the Dodge Rams and everything that were more desirable, efficient, and that could do more utility work efficiently. So, again, my repeated question, what is the Hummer meant for? Apparently, it's not, it's a big mystery what exactly was the Hummer intended for. And already standing next to it, I see a number of reasons why it should not have existed and why it's one of my least favorite vehicles. And yeah, we're just gonna check it out, guys. Alrighty everyone, the Hummer H2 pickup version. Now another thing I'm going to remark to you all is that Hummer is practically a lost cause. Although in recent years, GMC, General Motors, they started a new electric car called the GMC Hummer EV. So this is an electric version of this bad boy, and I think it makes more sense. But I remain skeptical because I wish that Hummer comes to Europe. But there are many sources talking about how it could be potentially not road-friendly enough or something. And it makes a lot of sense, guys. I mean, looking at this big, huge bad boy, it's complicated what's going to really happen and whether it will ever happen that the electric version comes to Europe. And then who will be the primary buyers? This is... yeah, like, what's with this quality right here? Typical 2000s quality, everyone. It's definitely seen better days, that's for sure. And you see the chassis, how big the chassis is. It's basically like the chassis of a real truck or something. Well, I mean, it's like an American pickup. But yeah, and these are the wheels of the Hummer. Now, these were typical Hummer wheels. Now, it should be noted that American pickups and, well, basically from General Motors, Chevrolet, GMC, Hummer, they always had multiple bolts on their wheels. Well, I guess heavy duty needed this. I mean, I guess this Hummer is heavy duty, but not for the good reasons, guys. Heavy duty trucks means they are meant for heavy work, alright? So they pull heavy stuff or they carry heavy stuff. But this Hummer does neither. Because itself, it's so heavy and huge. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Alright everyone, so I was given the opportunity to just move this Hummer a little bit. So let's move it right now. So, you can put it in drive. There we go, see? It's even shown over here what you've put it on. So let's put it on drive. Yeah, it's on drive. Alright, so let's move it. So just to get an idea of how huge this Hummer is, I'm standing right in front of it. And this is just the tip of the bonnet. As I go here, it almost reaches the top of my chest, like almost my neck, guys. And it gets even better when you go towards the rear. Let's check it out. Guys, rear of the Hummer, right? I'm standing straight, okay? I'm not sitting or anything. You guys see me. I've been around quite a good number of pickup trucks. I don't know if this even qualifies as a pickup. But just look what happens when I stand next to it, guys. The bed is literally at my nose level. Now it gets even more interesting. We have to see the engine, guys. So, to open up the bonnet, just pull that latch, and we pull this latch as well. Just be careful with it. Now, make no mistakes, guys, this bonnet is really heavy and just as heavy as this vehicle itself. And also, here's the engine of the Hummer. Get this Vortec engine. This is like a General Motors engine, guys. Yeah, sweet 2000s, everyone. Yep, that's the sound of the engine when fired up. Looks like this part of the bonnet has seen better days. Sweet 6-liter engine that produces 237 kilowatts, guys. The most American thing ever. Now, what's also American about this is the sound of the engine, guys. You see, it looks colossal and everything, but something about that sound reminds me a bit of the Chevrolet Corvette, from what I've heard of it. And also it reminds me of other General Motors trucks. Like, there's something about that tone of the engine. It sounds very General Motor-ish. We're gonna close this engine very carefully, guys. This engine bonnet, because it's really heavy. All right. This is the first time I have to take a lot of precaution closing this bonnet because I'm not sure how to handle it. I was stressing out. I was a bit like scared this would fall on me or something. But it's okay, it's good. One thing that's very remarkable about this Hummer H2 is the chrome. I'm actually very surprised by how real the chrome is. Like, they used chrome, literally. It makes me wonder what's the price of this thing when it was brand new, guys. Imagine all that chrome and buying this brand new. And the chrome here is so bright that I can literally see my own reflection. Hey, this is like the most American thing ever. I know the American pickups, they love putting a lot of decoration and glitters, but I never knew the chrome was like this good. I saw it on pictures and I saw like all sorts of versions, but I never knew it would be this real, guys. Hummer. Oh wow, even the fuel cap is massive. Now let's go to the interior of this Hummer. The belly of the beast, guys. So already upon opening the door, if you compare it with the 2000s, you'll think to yourself that something about this Hummer was actually ahead of its time. Like, now looking at it today, you are baffled by how much plastic there is and how it's all... Yeah, even the leather seat has seen its age. Like, look at this, the line, it's getting all withered and everything. It's seeing its age, for sure. But this, fully electric, and the seating adjustment still works with the lumbar support. Yeah, it was ahead of its time in that sense. But then imagine what the price would have been if it was brand new and everything. This sort of handle, the handle right here, and then window controls, which were not automated when moving down, but they are automated when moving up. And then you get heated front seats as well, with seating memory. For standards of the 2000s,
the interior is justified. It makes a lot of sense. In fact, it was ahead of everybody. Like, I've seen plenty of cars from the 2000s, and plastic was the most common trait, and lack of options was also another common trait. But the Americans were ahead of everybody. Like, they were offering fancy equipment, and this is an example, guys. Now, we're going to go to the interior, and this has to be the first time I actually use this step, because usually I've been in many pickup trucks and many cars with side steps. I never use this step. I often put my leg directly in the interior. But in the case of this Hummer, I'm forced to use the steps. Here we go, guys. Alright, so interior of the Hummer. Now, guys, over here, interior of the Hummer. It's definitely seen its age, but there's some goodies, guys. So this must have had an infotainment system. Infotainment systems were rare for cars of 2000s, so again, another evidence it was ahead of its time. And a detailed climate control. This is a duo zone climate control, guys, believe it or not. Wow. And you even get the auto button, so it'll determine for you what's the appropriate temperature to be having. And you get some basic controls for your utility. Oh, wow. Okay, judging by this button right here, I believe you can adjust the rear for the trailer, guys. 12-volt sockets, guys. Although I don't see USB points, but then I guess USB weren't really a thing back in the 2000s. Yeah. Okay, now I want to remark to you all something about the steering wheel. This steering wheel is the most General Motor thing. I've seen... Okay, humiliating but true. I actually thought I saw something like this in Daewoo even. Daewoo had this thing as well. At least the format. I know General Motor always has this format. So now it should be noted, guys, the plastic in this interior. This whole thing, ahead of its time, but it moves atrociously. Like, just look at this, okay? I want to lean my leg. Oh my gosh, it moves and it squeaks. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it's definitely seen better days, guys. Yep, it's seen better days. But the thing about this cup holder here is that it's super shallow, and it doesn't look like you can hold your drink well. I mean, depending on the size of your drink as well. It surprises me, because I always recall that American car manufacturers, they always try to have good cup holders. You do get a sunroof right here. Well, at least that's a plus. And you get off-road controls right here, guys. Wow. As if you'll really be using this anytime soon, guys. This car was built in 2006, but now we're 2023, and staying in this interior, I've sat in plenty of classic cars or old cars from the 2000s, guys, and I've never sat in an interior which squeaks this much. Literally. Like, just for me to move like this, everything squeaks. The seats itself squeaks. Now, handbrakes, guys. I know Mercedes also had this feature in the 2000s. So basically, this is your brake, the handbrake. You just have to push it all the way down. And to release it, you have to pull this. Every time I want to open this door, guys, I just need to... Yeah, I mean, this is the door handle, but look at this. I've seen many cars of the 2000s, and they had always got solid door handles, like something chrome, you know. But this, it's like this entire thing is plastic. Oh boy. It makes a lot of squeaky noise even every time I... Now it's time to check out the rear seats, guys, of this Hummer H2. Oh, wow. Rear seats. At least you get a handle right above. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Hummer. Alright, so... Now, one thing that should be remarked is that all windows have window buttons, no cranks, guys. Cranks were typical for 2000s, by the way. That's why I'm pointing that out. But what's surprising is that you get a climate control for the rear seat, and you get heated rear seats even. And some media control as well. And 12-volt sockets down there, and some storage space there. Okay, that's generous. And look what I got here. What? A nice armrest right here. But those cup holders are huge. Alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this is heavy. And that too, it's already occupied by a tank, guys. Yes, the tank for the LPG. That's my conclusion of the Hummer H2, everyone. Car manufacturers, when they are too big,
they like to have multiple premium manufacturers. So take Volkswagen Group, for example. Volkswagen Group has Volkswagen cars that sells mass market cars. Then you have Porsche, Bugatti, and Audi that perform in the premium segment. Same for General Motors. General Motors was probably hoping to have Cadillac play in the premium segment, and they would have this bad boy as well in the premium segment, Hummer. But the way they went on about it was horribly wrong. Guys, it should be noted that there is hope. Now, hope in the sense because recently General Motors, in wake of environmental initiatives and the high demand for electric cars, General Motors has released, well, they're going to release a GMC Hummer EV, which is the electric version of this bad boy. Now, I saw pictures of it, and I have to humiliatingly confess, I love it. I love the new Hummer EV, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually love the design. I like the way they've gone about it. My humble opinion of this Hummer, the Hummer H2, oh, I love it. I love this Hummer H2 because it makes me feel grateful for all the 4x4s we have today, because they're more efficient than this thing. You really thought I was in love with this Hummer H2, guys, right? No. Okay, fine. The only advantage I see it has is that it's got the looks and everything, that's all. And it was an inspiration for the GMC Hummer EV. All right, everyone, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please let me know in the comments what you all think of this Hummer H2. Do you all really like it? Or do you all actually not? You let me know your thoughts, guys, because me, I have mixed views about this Hummer.